I don't know if I want to leave. Do I want to leave auto test speaker? Hello. There you are.
Hello, Lavon. Can you hear me now?
Now, yes, very well.
Good. Okay, I was like, please. I have been.
So you have to push to get connected. I know it's frustrating.
No, it is because like sometimes I have the headphones, the headset.
Right.
Sometimes I don't, so then I have to change the settings.
Right, right.
How are you doing?
I'm doing very well, and you?
Very good. Where are you right now? In Maryland or
I'm in Florida.
I'm
in Florida, and I'll be down here probably till August or September. It's bad. It's getting worse instead of better.
Yeah. Hello, Kit. How are you?
I'm well. How are you, Alexandra?
I'm very good. Long time without seeing you.
Yeah, I know. I'm very glad you're having this call.
I know. Yes, it's needed.
Yeah.
So let's give some time. I mean, we have 12 more minutes.
Yes. Zach, be quiet. My dog does not understand why I'm talking to my computer. He fusses about it.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He's like, what?
But what, like, does he look at the computer or something, or
Well,
no?
He doesn't know why I'm talking to it. Here he is. You see him.
Oh my god. Like, who else is taking your attention?
Yeah, right. Well, I have good news. Well, hello, Lavon.
Hello.
I don't know you, but I gathered when I got on, you were saying you were in Florida?
Yes, I am in Florida. I come to Florida for the winters, but I'm not leaving this year.
No,
it's bad down here, yes. And we usually take the train home, and we've canceled our train reservations now.
Wise, I think.
Yeah. Oh, yes, because you're just getting it in Maryland and Virginia. My husband's cousin just died of it yesterday. She was in an assisted living. Yeah, but she was 83, so, well, you know, it's one of those things. You just need to stay away from it as much as possible.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, you're being wise. Well, the nice thing is you could take a student and do Zoom tutoring.
I do. Both my
Lavon is the expert.
I have two in Maryland. I have one on WeChat and I have one on Skype.
Wonderful.
Twice a week we do.
Yeah, I've been doing Zoom.
Have you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
How's it going?
I was a little nervous because one of my students in particular is not very technologically savvy, but her young son
told her how to do it, right?
Is always there to help her get hooked up.
Yes,
so,
yes.
That's the only reason I think we can do it. So
yeah. Well, the only reason I started was when I was coming down 2 years ago, my Chinese student said to me, WeChat, and I had no idea what she was talking about. And she brought her, because I do Skype, it wasn't Skype, it was FaceTime with my grandchildren.
Right.
I didn't know there were so many of them.
Yeah.
And she called her husband to come over and he connected me and we've been at it ever since. And then
but you're using Barton as well, right, Lavon?
Pardon me? Yes.
Are you using, right?
Well, I meet him and I meet my student in Gaithersburg. She's a basic student. That's through you. I meet her when I'm there, other than I'm Skyping with her. She knew Skype. So that's why they taught me. I didn't know that much about it. So they've taught me everything I know.
So how are you doing with the tiles and everything? Is it, I mean, is it
Well,
working?
no, I dictate to them.
Okay.
I'll
Yeah.
say, write these letters down. They have a tablet like LOD or LOP, and I'll say, now you need to sound it out. And they touch the, so we go through the same process.
Yeah,
Oh,
The
thank you.
tiles, they write them down.
that's good.
Okay, because I have a student I should be using Barton with, but I couldn't figure out how to do it on.
Okay. I give, my students have a tablet and I have the same tablet. So when I dictate something to them from the book, because I'm using two different students,
Right.
they all have their tablet and they write it down. So the next week when I go back, I say, let's go back to last week and we review. And then they put the date at the top left for this week. And then I introduce new stuff to them after we review. It's working out very well. I was surprised, but it's all trial and error.
Okay, well,
Yeah, exactly.
thank you for giving me an idea that I could still.
Yes.
She needs it.
Yes.
She needs it.
We're in book 3, but we're at a halt with blends and
Hello,
diagrams.
John.
Hi.
I'm sorry.
Hello.
Hello, everybody.
Hello. Well, I didn't mean to interrupt. You must have been talking about me.
Yes, we were.
Your ears were your ears ringing?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Oh, yes.
I like the library behind you.
Well, it's my study at home. So
Ah.
I'm an educator, so I have 1,000 books.
Oh,
You know, so.
Good.
And I have right behind my head is where all of my teaching English books are. I had to pull it out this morning to remind myself about modals. I mean,
oh, yes.
We can never have enough. We can never have too many of those. It's good.
but isn't it wonderful to have something to put our energy into right now?
Absolutely.
Oh my.
Absolutely.
I love it. And I swear the students love it. Both of mine are very, very glad that we can do something.
Yeah.
Even if it's not the same and, you know, so.
I believe it has helped us all to develop skills that we never thought that we had to use, like,
Yes,
okay,
yeah.
now, and it is like we are being forced. So, I mean, it is positive.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely.
Where
So
would,
we are expecting 25 people. I mean, we still have 5
really?
more minutes. Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
All the way around the screen.
Yes, yes.
well, we'll be smaller.
Yes. Oh, yeah. They get
Come in.
smaller and smaller as they come in.
We will be smaller squares. Yes.
Yes. I did a talk with Frederick County Tuesday. No, this is Tuesday, last week. And they had, it's amazing how so many tutors are coming in now that aren't used to Skyping or aren't used to it. So it's good that people are thinking, okay, I can do this. You know, I can really do this. So
Oh,
this
yes.
helps when you can connect.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So
But
do we have a number of, I know in LC chats that we've been getting a lot of facilitators. So we're getting a lot of tutors as well.
Yeah, I mean, the idea it is like all tutors and students keep meeting online. That's what we want. That would be the perfect scenario. But it depends on the tutors and the students, right? If they have access to technology, if they feel like they can use it. But today we will start like sharing like tips.
One of my problems has been when I'm able to go to work, that this time I couldn't make this time.
Yeah, so when we have like tutor talk time like this, it's being recorded. So this session is being recorded.
Good.
So then that lives in the LMS, and also Ruth will share the video with tutors. So if you are you don't have the time like to be like live in the session, then you will watch the recording.
Are you going to have themes for each tutor talk, or is it just going to be open conversation?
For today?
No, for all of them. Are there going to be specific themes
Yeah,
brought out?
tutor talk time is we have a specific topic for each session.
Okay.
But like this one, it would be like, yes, let's start talking about Hangouts.
Okay.
Thinking like, I mean, I'm presenting this one. Raul and I, we are presenting this one, like, but having in mind that tutors already watched the videos that Ruth shared.
Right. Okay.
So based on that, starting from that, like, okay, we know that you already watched the video. So now let me show you what happens after you watch
Good.
those videos. Mhm.
Excuse me, I thought
Yes.
that we were supposed to be doing Google Hangouts today.
Yes, but I'm going to present about who Google Hangouts, but tutorial time is always used by using Zoom. So that's why we are going to talk about Google Hangouts in Zoom.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Hello, everyone.
Hey
Hello,
there.
Pat.
Hello there.
How are you?
Hi.
I'm fine.
It's nice to see so many faces of tutors because our work involves so much email that rarely do I get to see the faces of these wonderful volunteers doing this wonderful work for us and our students.
We're so isolated so frequently too.
Yes.
Absolutely. Even before the current situation
Yes.
isolated us, we still were isolated.
Yes.
Yes. True.
And I have trouble getting motivated to drive in the rush hour traffic to get to a 5 o'clock meeting. So this to me is wonderful.
Yeah. So if you've received an email from me at any point, this is the face of Raul. I work with Ruth in getting tutors involved with LCMC, getting them or giving them an orientation as to what we do and how they can become tutors. And then I pass the baton to Alexandra, who trains you in how to use ventures.
Well, thank you for all you do.
It's a pleasure.
And it's nice to know your face too.
Yes.
I can't hear anything.
We can hear you, David.
Unmute.
Unmute.
Unmute, David.
Hey, Joyce,
There you go.
I can't hear anything.
I hear you just fine.
On
So, do you turn the volume
On this
volume
thing.
up on your computer? Oh, but we cannot hear us.
Can everyone hear me and Alexandra just fine?
what?
Yes.
To come
Can
over
everybody-
here
Yes.
in my office.
Hi, Myrna.
I don't. I think it says tutor in 1 minute. People were talking. Do you turn up the volume? Did you turn
Are
up
you
the
on
volume,
Zoom?
David? Oh,
Bottom right-hand corner.
Okay.
Your computer
Sorry.
volume first.
I'm an idiot. I got it.
Sorry.
Thank you.
Can you hear us now, David?
I hear you very well. Sorry.
Perfect.
It's
No,
all
you're good.
trial and error, David. We're all on trial and error.
I got it. It's a very nice application, actually. I like it.
Yes, it is.
Hello, everyone. So we have 1 more minute and then we will start.
Everyone having a nice day so far?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
It's 95 down here. It's hot.
95. Wow.
Where are you?
I'm in Florida.
Oh, well, that explains it.
Testing the sound. Can anybody hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we do.
Good. I am Teresa here in Washington.
Hello.
There are a number of people whose pictures are not being shown.
They need to click on the video camera on the bottom left-hand corner.
I don't have
Oh.
a camera on my aging computer. This
Okay.
is Myrna. I apologize.
Okay.
I will
That's
remain.
fine.
Some of them don't
faceless.
have cameras.
Hold on. Camera on the bottom right-hand corner.
Left-hand corner on mine.
Bottom?
Mine's at the
It's
bottom.
the bottom, yes.
It's at the bottom left corner.
Okay,
I
there's
see
another
mute.
way. If
I
you
see
are
mute
sure-
and,
It should be to the left of the mute button.
okay, hold on. My screen might not be opened up. Nope, there's nothing to the left on the bottom. honestly.
Look on the top on your computer.
Oh, Teresa, could you please stop sharing, Teresa, your screen?
Yes, I don't know how to do it. Just a second. Okay.
Thank you so much.
Good job.
All right,
Okay,
if no one
so
sees me, they're better off, so I'm okay.
so thank you so much to all of you for being here today. We know that this meeting was extremely needed, so that's why we are here. As always, we want to support you all the time. So we are the staff from the LCMC. We have Ruth, Raul, and we have Gabriela, our ED, present in this meeting. And I believe most of you, if not all of you, know me. My name is Alexandra, and I am with Curriculum Design and Training at LCMC. So today we are going to talk about how to continue supporting our students through Google Hangouts. And this meeting, as I was mentioned before to one of the tutors who joined the meeting earlier, we will talk about all these Google Hangouts, having in mind that you watched the videos that Ruth shared with you. Those videos that we created on how to create a class in Google Hangouts, starting from like how to create an account in Google, how to create the event. So all of those videos that Ruth shared with you, I believe that you already watched them. If you have not, I will ask you to please, after we finish this meeting, you go ahead and do so, because then you will understand what I'm going to talk about during this presentation. So having said that, I'm going to share with you my screen. And no, first, yes, I'm going to share my screen, and I would like to ask you guys if you could please tell us what you are doing to meet or to continue with the tutoring sessions at the moment. So there is a chat box on the bottom. So where you found the microphone, where you found the camera, there is something that it says chat. So if you please type and tell us, so what are you doing to just do this? Yes, so we would like to hear from you using the chat box. Please share with us, what are you doing at the moment to hold your tutoring session? So are you using Google Hangouts or Meet? Are you using FaceTime? Are you using Zoom? Are you having fun conversations with your students? Or you are not meeting at all with your students because of the technological part of that is involved now? So if you please share with us in the chat so we can have an idea of WhatsApp as well. Facebook Messenger. I mean, if you're using Facebook Messenger, Hangouts offers the good thing about what I'm going to present to you. It is this like sharing a screen. So to have a class, you can share a screen. So I believe it's going to be helpful if you are part of the Zoom, FaceTime, Skype. Okay, so thank you so much for you guys doing all this to keep supporting your students. So like I said, you already watched the videos, so we are going to talk about Google Hangouts. Google Hangouts, so we decided to work and to move our classes to Google Hangouts because of the simplicity of the platform. So for some of you who are using Zoom, Google Hangouts actually, I believe, is going to be easier than Zoom. So, but if you are using Zoom, we are not expecting you to change platform, okay? So please continue doing what you are doing. But for those of you who want to try something new, this one will be it. So let me share my next. All right, so before I start, let me go with this next one. I'm sorry, I just have so many windows open here. So can you see my full screen right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, so before we start talking about Google Hangouts, I just want to remind you of things that they are extremely important for us in the tutoring program. And the first one is the monthly report. We have gotten too many different emails asking about the monthly report. So it is crucial that all of our tutors keep submitting the monthly report. Even if you decide that you are not going to tutor your student during this time, we need to receive your monthly report, because through the monthly report, we know, or that's the only way for us to know that the student is still matched to a tutor, okay? So if after all this and all the support we give you to use Google Hangouts, you think that you cannot do it or your student cannot do it, please keep submitting your monthly report. And you will submit your monthly report saying that you have met for 0 hours during the month, okay? So you will report, if you keep tutoring your student, please continue reporting as usual, add the number of hours that you have met with your student, and complete the rest of the information as like you do every month, okay? So please do not stop reporting. Okay, the next one is material request. So as you know, every time that you need new books or new materials, you complete this material request form. Because of the situation, no one can go to the office. The library is closed. So even if we were able to make a packet to send books to you, it will not happen because the library is closed, and then the mailing room in the library is not working. So those materials will not be delivered, okay? So at the moment, if you submit a material request, please keep in mind and know that that material request will not be processed because of the situation. And this is why we encourage you to use the online resources from Ventures if you are tutoring an ESL student, okay? So when I mention online resources from Ventures or Cambridge, we will share with you details on an email that Ruth will share or will send tomorrow on how to access all those online resources. So through that, you can have like worksheets to share with your student. And actually, if you need like the new book for the next level, you can actually download a book. So you can share with your student, like you can share the screen and then you can work with your student, okay? So we will share with you all of those details tomorrow. Okay, so let's start with Google Hangouts. So Ruth already shared with you the different videos, and on those videos, we talk about how to set up Google Hangouts or Meet. So please know that Google Hangouts or Google Meet is the same platform. They started with Google Hangouts as the name, and then they switched it on now that they want us to keep as a Meet. So it is the same platform. So we already shared those videos on how to set up Hangouts or Meet on your computer, how to download the calendar, how to set up tutoring sessions. So the main functions that we would like to share with you today are the microphone, the chat box, and the present now. And this is when you are going to share your screen as I'm doing with you right now through Zoom. So it is basically the same function, but do it like you can do it in Google Hangouts or Meet as well. It is extremely important that you teach your students, when you start using Google Hangouts or Meet, that you teach your student how to mute or unmute the microphone, okay? I believe if you are tutoring only one student, this will not be like having the microphone on mute will not be like a big challenge because it's just two people in the call. But if you are tutoring more than one student, please teach them how to do this, because everyone participating in the call will get the feedback, and then it will make it impossible to teach the class, okay? So how do you mute and unmute your microphone in Google Hangouts or Meet? This is the picture when you are when you access or when you want to join Google Hangouts. So when you receive the link, right, you have the link to join Google Hangouts. This is the first image that you are going to get. So before joining the call, you can click on the microphone. You can also click on the camera, and then you will click on join now. By doing this, you will enter or access the class without microphone and without camera, because you already clicked on this to unmute the microphone and to stop the video, okay? If you don't do this at the beginning, that's perfectly fine. You can do it after you join the class or the meet, okay?
So Alexandra.
Go ahead, John.
This is Dan Duffy.
Oh, sorry.
I'm using Google Hangouts, and it's really good, but I can't always tell if my student has engaged the camera or not. We always have audio, but we don't always have video.
Yeah, so I will answer this question, but then I will ask you guys to please hold your questions until I finish all of these slides, or maybe you can start typing your questions on the chat box, and then we will check them, because then it will take us much longer. But just so you know, if it takes us longer than like 6 p.m., it's okay with me to stay longer with you guys answering questions, but I would like to respect the time from everyone. So it is.
However works best for you.
Okay, so let me continue with this, and then just please add your questions on the chat box, okay?
Okay.
All right, so on the first class, using Google Hangouts, please teach your students how to mute and unmute the microphones. This is, again, the view from, if you are working from the computer. So how do you know, or how the student will know if the microphone is on mute or unmuted or muted? So this is when you join the class. This is how you are going to see the screen on your computer. So here, what is you see the A, it would be my face, okay? But I didn't have the camera at the moment. So then by clicking on the microphone here, where you see the arrow, then you will silence your microphone. If it is white, the microphone is on, okay? If it is red, the microphone is muted. You can also check your microphone by looking at the top right of the screen, and then you will see the little tiny microphone. The red circle here is showing you that your microphone is muted, okay? So it is important to share this with the students so they know what they have to look at. And it works like with pictures, it works like this. And we can share with you this picture, so then you share this with your students to explain to them how to do it, okay? So how does it look if I join the class or Google Hangouts or Meet from my cell phone? Because I can participate from and be part of the class through my cell phone. So it will be the same, like the process will be the same like if I am on the computer, but this is how it looks from the cell phone, okay? So before you join the meeting, and then you have the microphone, you can tap on it, and then you will click on join. Okay. After you join the meeting, this is how you will see on your cell phone. Okay. Once again, where you see the A, it would be my face, but I didn't have the camera on. So by clicking here on the microphone, you can silence the microphone. Here, the microphone is on because it's white. Here, on the other side, the microphone is red because it's off, okay? So sometimes the students will say, when you ask them, or you will say, oh, but I can't find my microphone. I don't know where to mute or unmute my microphone. So if it is like this, please make sure to double tap on the screen of your cell phone. And by doing this, these 3 different circles will show, okay? So if you don't see anything on the screen, just make sure to tap on the screen, and then you will get this. Okay, so now we have the other function, which is the chat box. The chat box, it is extremely useful, and it's very important that you know and your students know how to use it, because through the chat box, you can practice spelling exercises, you can ask student questions, students can ask you questions, and then like we will do like for us, like answer those questions after the presentation is done. So where do you find the chat box on in Google Hangouts or Meet? So from the computer, if you are working on the computer, you will look at the top right side of the screen and you will see this little square here. That is the chat box, okay? When you click in the chat box, this is what you will get. Okay, so on the bottom, you will have the space where to type the message, and then it will have like a little triangle here that it will be the send button. So by clicking there, your message will go through the chat box, okay, to the screen. Every time someone types a question or a comment in the chat box, everyone will get like a little pop thing here, like with a question, what someone typed. So everyone will see that. But that disappears. It takes like 2 or 3 seconds, and then it goes down. So after that, you will always get here where it says chat, you will get a number. So every time you have like 1, 2, 3, it means like you have 3 text in the chat box, okay? So this is how you look at it from the computer. And this is how it looks from the cell phone. So when you tell students to use the chat box, so then on the cell phone, they will see, this one will stay here all the time. They will see this from the cell phone. So the middle one is the chat box. By tapping on the chat box, they will see this little space here where they can type the message. And again, by clicking on this little triangle, they will send the message that it will show here. And it will work the same as on the computer. If you were looking at from the computer, then you will have like 1, 2, 3, like the number of messages that you are getting. It will show you a number here.
Alexandra?
Okay, yes?
I just wanted to add, I'm on my cell phone right now, and to find the chat box for me, I have to tap my screen, and then down at the bottom right. Well, this was a Zoom. I'm sorry. Never mind.
Yeah, on Zoom, yeah, it will be different, I believe. But here, yes, on the cell phone for Google Hangout or Meet, the picture will always show these 3 different options. The first one is how many participants are in the call. The second one is the chat box, and this one is like extra information about it. These circles are the ones that can disappear from the screen. And this is when you have, or you do it, or you tell the student to tap on the screen, and then they will show. Okay. So that was this present now. Using present now, or by using present now screen. And why it is important to share your screen? Because if you have the book downloaded in your computer, or maybe you just took a picture, you have the book and then you took a picture from the book, and then you just want to share that picture with your student, by using present now, your student can see the same image that you are seeing. So you just click on the option here. So on the bottom right of the side of the screen, it says present now. When you click at present now, I added this because when you are doing, like, let's say you have been talking to your student, okay? And now it is time for you to present something. And then you are looking for this present now option. But when you are looking at your screen, you don't see anything, okay? This is because the screen kind of went to like sleeping mode, and then you have to call the options. So how do you do that? Just like hover the cursor over the screen and click on it, and then you will get the options, okay? You will see them. So if that happens to you, make sure like, oh, I don't see anything. How can I present it if I don't see the option to present? Just do it like this with the mouse on the screen, and then they will show the options on the bottom, okay? So you will click on present now, the option. And when you click on present now, you will have two options. You will be able to share your entire screen, or you will be able to share just a window. I suggest that you always click your entire screen, because if you do like this, you will have all the screen, and then you will be able to see all the tabs that you have open, and then you can select the one that you want to share with your student. Okay, so once again, you will click here, present now. Then it will show you two options: present your entire screen or a window. Click where it says your entire screen. After you click there, it will show you this box in the middle, and this picture shows you your entire screen. Okay, so please click on that picture, and it will get this like blue, like, yes, like the outside will be like blue. It means that you have selected the picture. After you click on the middle on that picture, please click share. If you don't select this picture in the middle, this function will not work. You will not be able to share. So you always have to click in the picture that it shows here, that is your entire screen, okay? So after you click there to share, you will be able to see, look, all the tabs. This is the ones I had open when I was creating like the presentation. So it will show this to the students. The students will see this. You are presenting to everyone. But right now, at this moment, I have not selected anything to share. So I will click, I say, okay, I have these slides here that I need to present to my students. So I click there, and then the slides will show in all of this part of the screen, okay? And that's when you are presenting. When you want to stop presenting, you will click here on the bottom that it says stop presenting. By doing this, stop sharing. By clicking here, this will disappear and your camera will show. So students will be able to see you. When you are presenting to the students, you will not see the picture like students, okay? On the side, you will have like, these are like the pictures, like the students that you can see them. When you are presenting, you cannot see them. Students will see you and your presentation. Whatever you are presenting here, they will see your face, but you cannot see them, okay? So that's kind of like, sometimes it feels like strange, like I am presenting, like just I'm talking and looking at my screen and I don't see anyone, but they are seeing you and they are seeing what you are presenting, okay? Okay, so these are the three main functions on Google Hangouts or Meet that we believe are the necessary for you guys to use with your student and to start using Google Hangouts to be able to continue tutoring. So I have here more, but let me stop sharing and then answer questions about this part, and then we will move to the next one. Okay. So if you like to voice your question while I read here, please go ahead and I can answer questions. Or if Ruth or Raul, could you help me with questions so I can answer them and then I pay attention.
How long is the presentation?
Excuse me?
How long is this presentation?
We are here until 6 p.m.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Questions about Google Hangouts Meet?
Can I ask Ruth a question? Ruth, are Barton materials available in any way? Can we get new books?
Hi, Dave. I just tried to message you on the chat box privately, but no, we can't access the office or the libraries to get to any books and get them delivered to anyone.
You repeat that? What about delivered to anyone?
We can't access the office or the libraries to package or deliver books to anyone, any kind of books.
Folks,
So for the,
also, before we get into this, this is really about online. So, I mean, Dave, I totally appreciate the question, but if we could just kind of keep it to specifically to those questions and to Alexandra and not, we all love Ruth, but we love Alexandra too. Let's show her some love and let's stay focused on the topic if we can.
I actually have to go because I have to get ready for the 6 o'clock chat. Everybody tell your students about chats.
Bye, Ruth.
Yeah, we will.
How do we get the Ventures material online?
Yeah, so tomorrow Ruth will share an email with you, okay? That email is going to have screenshots and it's going to be a long email, okay? I will ask you to please look at that email step by step. I created with screenshots showing you step by step what you have to do in order to access the book, okay? So please, when you receive that email, please make sure that you look at it, like the whole email, okay? So you will get that information.
We can get, this will be like Ventures level 2 we can get online?
All of them, it's Ventures.
So you can get Barton online then? Or does that not make sense?
That's different, David.
Oh, okay, so we can, all right, we cannot, all right.
Yes.
Thank you.
So any questions about how to, like the different functions that I just talked about, Google Hangouts Meet?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm trying to find where the original message was for the Google Handouts. I need that again. I was trying to ask.
You mean the videos?
Yeah, to how to download it, and I need that all over again. I see a couple of other people in the same position.
Yes, yes.
All right, so we will resend them to.
Please.
Okay.
Alexandra, this is Joy. I have a question for you. Do you find when working with students that if they're using an Apple product versus a non-Apple product, that what they're seeing is a little different? Because I have had that experience with Zoom.
Yeah, but the difference is really like is not that such a big deal. Okay, it is.
It may not be a big deal if you're technologically savvy, but if you're not, it can be a big deal.
So
I'm just wondering, I don't know, I haven't tried it with my students yet, but I'm just saying that.
Right, so then like I would like you to please try it with your student and then knowing the 3 main functions. So for the students, they only have to focus on mute and unmute and the chat box. That's it, okay? And those options are going to be on the screen. So it is like, it doesn't matter if it is an iPhone or if it's a Samsung phone. The microphone and the chat box are going to be there just by tapping on the screen, okay? On the cell phone, it will be there. A different thing it will be with the screen or present now option. Students don't have to worry about it. This one will be for you, the tutor, and learning how to use that one. Any other questions about Google Hangout Meet? The functions.
Kate is raising her hand.
I'm sorry, Kate, please go ahead.
Need to unmute yourself.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Thank you, I'm sorry. I have been using Zoom, and I know you said, Alexandra, we don't need to change if we don't want to, but do you see benefits to using the Google Handouts over Zoom?
Yes, and one benefit is like through Zoom, you can only have a 40-minute meeting in the free version of Zoom. With Google Hangout, you can have a meeting for as long as you want, okay? It doesn't have a specific time that you have to be on. So that is the big benefit of Google Hangouts, and that is one of the main reasons we also decided to go with Google Hangouts.
Okay, I need to say to you that if you're meeting one-to-one, that time restriction goes away.
Right.
I've been able to meet with my students for an hour. It's only when you have large groups, I can't remember what the size of the group is. So, so besides—
More than 3.
I beg your pardon?
More than 3.
Thank you. I wasn't sure. All I knew is that I was safe safely within the limitations of Zoom.
Okay. So okay, that's fine. Just keep using Zoom, and you have also the option to present, like I just did with you guys. So it is exactly the same thing. So please keep using it.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I see that you also had the same question about the time limit. Carolyn.
Yeah. No, thank you.
Yeah. Google Hangouts, it's an unlimited duration of a meeting, but with Zoom, as long as it's one-on-one, you could have hour-long sessions or two.
So I also see here a question like sending homework, email and sending homework. So if what I have been doing with the students that I am teaching, it is I take a picture of a page that I want my student to complete as a homework, and then I attach that picture to an email. And then I ask the students to print the page, okay? And if they don't have a printer, then forget about the printer. You don't need to print anything. Just look at the page on the computer, and then just on the body of the email, type the answers and send that email to me, okay? So that's how I'm going to get the homework. So if the student has a printer, then that would be fantastic. Print the page, complete the page, and then you can scan that to me. So then it's like, oh, my student doesn't have a scanner. Forget about it. Don't think about that. Just ask the student to complete, like on the body of the email, to give you the answers, and then email those to you, and then you get the homework done. Any other questions?
I have another question. It doesn't relate so much to Google Hangouts or Zoom, but more, well, I'll just ask the question. So I work with 2 students. We all live far apart. And so we decided to meet 2 hours at a time once a week, okay? If I can get them both together, again, I have not been successful in getting them to get going on online tutoring, but if I can, do you recommend for online tutoring that we stick to 1 hour and try and do 2 one-hour sessions versus 1 two-hour session?
At this moment, I will say that just try to get online with your student, and then we cannot force you to tell you, okay, we are asking tutors and students to do like 2 hours per week. But we are at this moment, we can say, okay, you have to be 2 hours, like it is going to be that strict. Just make sure that your student feels comfortable with the technology, that you feel comfortable with the technology, that you know how to play with it. And then it will come a time when you will be able to do 1 full hour of the tutoring session. That will be beautiful. If you can do the 2 hours per week, fantastic. But if you can only do 30, 40 minutes, that's perfectly fine, okay? What we don't want, it is like a student stop studying, because then we don't know how long this is going to take. So if the student just stopped the learning process, when we go back, that we don't know when this is going to happen, then the student had practiced before all this situation came up, then everything will be forgotten. So it is to have that connection that the student knows, okay, I am receiving instruction, half an hour, 1 hour, something. And this is what you are going to report on the monthly report, okay? We are not going to be looking like, oh, why you didn't complete it 2 hours per week? No, we just want to see that you are meeting with your student, okay?
When we get to the ventures online, is that something we can instruct the student to get to also?
The online resources are for teachers or tutors, okay? You can download worksheets that then you can share through email with your student, okay? The student will now access the website to download worksheet for him or herself. These are
Download
resources
what?
for teachers. The worksheets.
The
worksheets
worksheets.
with exercises.
We cannot download them?
You can as a teacher, because the website is resources for teachers, not for students.
Okay, so I can download the worksheet and then I can email it to my student.
That is correct.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
The other thing you can do with the worksheet is actually have it on the screen.
Right, exactly.
You can share the screen and you can work with them on it while you're meeting with them too.
Yes. So again, by sharing the present now option, you can share the screen and then they can look at the worksheet on the screen and complete the exercise. They can take a picture and then send that picture to you, or if they are completing the exercise on the paper, then they can show you and then you can see what they have answered.
Would that work with using the exercises that are in the Ventures arcade as well?
So the arcade is different because the arcade is like games, okay? You can share, yes, the arcade link with the student. So then the student can practice with that, like through the arcade by him or herself. So yes, that is an excellent option. Please do so.
Okay, thanks.
You're welcome.
Alexandra,
Yes.
I'm Teresa here in Washington. I don't know who's reading the chats, but there were 1 or 2 questions. I have that too about the tests. The session was not really helpful to me, but it was very fine print in the screen to read, but I know it's partly my fault because I, like somebody else there too, have not even started due to many reasons. I don't even have the Hangouts yet. So my question is also about the test, and the second part is Google Hangouts or Google Meet applicable to any level? My only student is very, very basic. She would not be able to chat with me, you know? She cannot.
It is applicable, and I can say that because I am doing it with a group of students who are very beginner students, and then I have already had 2 classes with them. So by using Google Hangouts, I share with them, I taught them how to mute, unmute. I share with them how to use the chat box. I taught a class and it has been extremely successful. I am extremely proud of them because it has worked. At the beginning, the first day, it was extremely scary for them. They didn't know, they didn't understand anything. But again, like everything, a lot of repetition, then we can, of course, we have to keep it like slowly, right? I mean, it is a process for them and for us because all of this is new. So then it is to be patient, but it works. I can assure you that it works.
Okay. I will go back to the old emails and try to get started from the beginning. Thank you.
Yes, you're very welcome. And also here, for someone who doesn't have any kind of technology, if you can keep like a phone call, something to do with the student, so it is not like the student is like forgotten, okay? Like, okay, now I have to wait until everything comes back to normal. Once again, we don't know when this normal will be back. So if that, it can take, I don't know, we have been like already for a month, and then we don't know how much longer it's going to take. So we will appreciate if you just give them a call every week if there is no technology. Again, the good scenario will be using these platforms that they are easy to use, but if you cannot access them or if your student cannot access them through calls, phone calls, or text messages,
WhatsApp.
Please do something. WhatsApp, and WhatsApp has the video option.
I've been doing that to teach.
Yes.
But I want to learn now, The test.
Yes, so for the test, again, with the resources, the email that Ruth will share, we will show you how you can download the unit test from the book, okay? But again, if you have the hard copy, and I believe all of you have the book with you, okay? So on the back of your book, you have all of the unit test, correct? So you want to give your student the unit test. So take a picture of the unit test and attach it to an email and send the email to your student. As the student, as I mentioned before, the student can print the attachment, meaning the unit test, complete it, scan it, and send it to you through email. That involves having a printer with a scanner. So, oh, my student doesn't have that. Forget about it, okay? Just ask the student to open the email, look at the file, the unit test, and on the body of the email, give you the answers, okay? And the student will email you the answers. So, oh no, my student doesn't know how to send an email. So I will tell you, okay. So then just ask the student to look at the attachment that you sent, okay? And by phone, give me answers by talking on the
oral
phone.
exam.
Just give me the answer, like all of them. You have the test. You have the test. You can look at the questions. The student has the test. He or she can look at the questions and by phone, give you the answers, okay? Here we have to just, I don't know, like use our imagination to the fullest to find a way to communicate and to make this happen. And there are so many ways. There are so many ways. And again, it's not like to be like perfect. We just need something that the students are receiving instruction.
Thank you.
So, and yes, the test will be included in the resources she's sharing tomorrow. Yes, on those, it will tell you how to access all of those. Any question that we have not answered from here? Way to get unit test. Okay, so let me share with you something else that we have here. All right, so this one was about the unit test. So that we will share with you through email how to access the unit test from Cambridge website, the Ventures website. And now it is time for Raul to talk to you about Zoom, our LC Chats classes.
Okay, hello.
Hello.
Can everybody hear me?
Yes.
Yep. Okay, perfect. I can't see everybody.
Oops, what happened? Okay, so here you have all of the schedule, Raul.
So, have any of you participated in LC chats when we had them in person before?
Not me.
No.
Not I.
No.
Nope. Nobody?
Yes, I have.
I can't see your faces. I can only see a few of you. Anyway, the idea, obviously, because of the coronavirus closures, we haven't been able to meet in person. But the objective behind LC Chats is to give students a 90-minute opportunity to practice their conversation English skills in small groups. Because while the group may start as a large group, let's say 10 to 15 people, if this group has 2 to 3 volunteers, we would then break up that big group into smaller groups of, let's say, 2 or 3 groups. And that way, you're not waiting so much to get your turn to speak. Make sense?
Yes.
Yes.
Because what we've noticed in both LC Chats online, this is our 3rd week now, for both LC Chats online and in person, there's always going to be students who are more dominant as far as they could take the conversation by themselves if they wanted to. That's how confident they feel. But then we also have students who are not so confident. And they might get intimidated by those who do speak more. So the idea behind LC Chats is to introduce a topic that's familiar to them. Obviously, right now we're focusing on how they're dealing with this situation, but also health or jobs, because some of our students, they've either lost jobs or they're looking for jobs. So we've been trying to focus on these topics as we go along. But the purpose is it's only 90 minutes, so it's really not too much time that they have to practice, but we want to prioritize that time for them to speak as much as they can. So as you can see here on the screen, we have various slots that our students can come to. They're welcome to come to as many chats as they want. Question?
Will we know the topics in advance so we can prepare a little bit?
Yes. So every one of our sessions here is led by at least 2 of our volunteers. Yep. So if you would like to participate in one of these groups, either Ruth or I will connect you with these volunteers that lead those sessions. And together you come up with the topics, the conversation questions, and the closing story or song for each session, so that you're all ready to lead the session with the students.
Okay.
And the reason why we want to have at least 2 or 3 people for each session is because the students also benefit from listening to different voices. They don't just want to, let's say, in my screen right now, I can see 5 of you, 4 of you plus Alexandra. If we were a small LC Chats group session here, the students would also want to hear Molly's voice and Patricia's voice, because we all speak differently. So the smaller the group, the better, because it gives the students more opportunities to speak. But at the same time, we have to be able to share how we lead the topic. If the topic is, what are you doing to have fun? Now that we're all in this quarantine situation, I might ask a few questions, and as students are answering these questions, Patricia can jump in and either ask a follow-up question to what the student has said, or she can come up with her own question to keep the conversation going. Make sense?
Yes, that makes a lot of sense. Thank you.
That way, we're all, A, we're keeping the students talking. B, they're listening to different voices as we speak to them. But then C, it all goes back to the main objective, which is in those 90 minutes, we want the students to speak as much as possible.
Right, and is this I know that in general, the chats occur at different geographic libraries. For now, would you just prefer to have people volunteer to help out, and it doesn't really matter? We just look at a date and time we can do, and once we get back to normal, then that will all get sorted out. It doesn't matter whether I volunteer for one that would be in a part of the county that I would never be able to drive regularly, that kind of thing.
No. We're actually very happy to share that after just 3 weeks, we've had students and volunteers connect with LC Chats from LA, New York, France, and Morocco, and the UK. So both students and volunteers are eager to join this effort. I mean, it's the first time we've done it. And we've tried to arrange these sessions so that they match the same sessions where our in-person chats would meet, so as to not confuse the volunteers and the students, because at this point they're used to that schedule. But at the same time, let's say things get back to normal in June and we can start to have chats in the libraries again. We don't want to lose the momentum that we've already created with these online sessions. If having both sessions allows us to serve as that many more students, then we're definitely up for doing that.
Okay. Sorry, Raul, I just wanted to expand. Yeah, so just one last thing, not to butt in, but in fact, because Ruth is just chatting me on the side, we are looking to add actually like Thursday day and evening times, because one of the things that we don't have enough of is we're kind of clustered around these certain times that matched our in-person ones. But now that we're kind of getting past that and we're getting a lot of facilitators coming our way, we're going to start breaking away from that. So to Raul's point, the whole point is some of these will go back to the ones that are, are led by a facilitator who has a regular Rockville Tuesday night group, and he's leading a Tuesday night online class. He'll go back to the in-person. But some of these newer chat groups, I think, you kind of build a community, and I think it should stay online and keep going that way and grow that way. So we're going to support both.
Okay, good.
And to continue his point, we are starting to get, John asked this a little bit before we got started, we are starting to get a good volume of volunteers who would like to support these efforts of doing chats online. Right at the moment, we kind of have a little bit more volunteers in ratio to students. So I would highly encourage the students that you tutor to also participate in chats, because it's just going to help them that much more with their language skills, to not only get tutoring, one-on-one tutoring from you, but to also participate in the chats as well.
Am I hearing that you have more volunteers than you really need, or is that just for the online chat only?
I haven't logged into a chat recently, but because I deal with the onboarding process of giving the new folks who would like to be involved the training video about how to be an LC Chats facilitator, how to log into a Zoom meeting. I'm getting more and more of those daily. But the student numbers we're trying to get them up so that if we have more of facilitators than students, it's gonna slow down our efforts to offer the students more options to come to these chats too.
I see. Okay.
So, yeah, I don't think you should worry. I mean, I think the students will come if we have, and especially as we can diversify the dates and times of the current ones, because right now we got nervous and we didn't know. We kind of aligned all of them to stay within, to parallel the in-person times. And so you've got like we'd set up 3 sessions all running concurrently on Tuesday and Thursdays, because those were the times, because we just didn't know how to figure that out. So now as we're trying to get away from that, look, we'll have the students. I wouldn't worry about it. We definitely have the students. We just gotta come.
Okay. So basically we have all of these classes that you see here, they are covered. We have facilitators for them, but we would like to have other like different days and times. So we are, of course, we need your help if you're willing to give us some of your time to create more classes, like different days, different times.
I've never done one of these chats. If I just wanted to see how they go and just kind of be quiet, I mean, could I just click on one of these and join it and experience it?
Absolutely. The beauty of these is you don't need a password to log in. You just click on the link and you can join the group.
Though as a courtesy, it would be good to actually, because there's privacy issues, and because, I don't know if you've been listening to, we want to make sure we're controlling. So Tom, if the facilitator doesn't know that they should expect someone who they don't recognize, they might get a little nervous that they're like, what are you doing here? And that you don't have an accent. So you obviously, why are you here? And not that you wouldn't be a great guy. Because, not to scare anyone, but there have been all these talks on, the FBI has put out warnings about hate, people coming on, and especially towards immigrants, and being disrespectful, saying rude things, these kinds of things. We just want to make sure that we're being courteous to each other. So I would say, if you're curious about one of these times, if you could write Ruth, let's say a couple days ahead, and just go, hey Ruth, can you give a facilitator a heads up? I'm going to be on the Tuesday morning call. Then we know to expect you, and then the facilitator will know not to worry if they see someone who they don't recognize. You see what I'm saying?
A weird guy like me, especially. Yeah.
Well, I don't think you're a weird guy, but if I don't know you, then I don't know what you are. You know what I mean? And I just want to be.
I get it. I get it.
To our students as well.
We also do that for in-person sessions. Before the closure started, some of our tutors would say, unfortunately, I cannot continue to tutor my student. Can I get involved in another way? We'd refer them to LC Chats. And so in effort to help them get trained by going to observe one of these sessions, I'd let one of the leaders of that group know, hey, I have Bob or Sue coming to observe one of your groups next week, just so you know that they're coming. That way it makes it easier, like Gabe said, for them to expect you and to allow you to observe the session from a tutor's perspective.
So Raul, let me then show the next slide before the time is over. So like I said at the beginning, we continue supporting you. So if it is okay with you and you are interested, we can meet every Tuesday from 5 p.m. to 6 p.m. starting next week through Zoom. And we can talk more about how to keep your tutoring sessions online, so we can answer questions, we can offer support, and we would also like to hear from you to share your ideas, suggestions, and share some of the best practices that you have been applying through this time and in these kind of platforms. So
Yes.
I would like to now ask you if you have any other questions that we can answer to you. Yes, like I read here like an Elsie chats on Saturdays. I also asked for it. I think it would be fantastic. So if someone of you is interested on leading like Elsie chats on Saturday, we can work on that. Right, Raul?
Absolutely.
What time?
As long as we have students and facilitators who are both on board with doing them at different times, different days, then we would definitely love to support you as much as we
Let's
can
see, when out?
to make it happen.
Lavon, do you have a question? Do you have a question?
Yeah, I'm trying to type. What time are you thinking on Saturday?
No, it would be like
whatever's convenient for us.
Whatever's I would imagine maybe like a 12 to 1:30 or
Okay.
11 to 12:30. I would imagine when students are kind of in that brunch phase.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll
And
think
you know,
about it.
what would probably be the best is if you're interested, maybe to write Ruth, hey, Ruth, I'm interested,
Okay.
and these are some times I'm interested in, especially if you're interested on a Saturday.
Yes.
Just to give us an idea, because then we can start putting it to students and see if anyone's interested there.
Okay. Thank you.
Alexander, did you say you'll be sharing these slides from today?
Yes, I can. Yes, of course. Yes. If you like it, I can share. I can add this. I can share them with Ruth, and then Ruth can add them to the email. Yes.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And
She'll
also,
also-
this video will be. I mean, like I said, is recording, so it will be available, so you can watch the video again if you need to.
Ruth will also share the email with you that has the instructions on how to access Zoom or
Yes,
Google
thank
Hangouts
you.
as well.
Any questions?
Nope.
So
Just waving
I
it
would
back.
like to thank you for everything that you are doing and you continue doing. So if you have not started like or continued tutoring your student because of the technology, I will ask you to please give it a try. Of course, it's not going to be perfect and simple the first time, and maybe it's not going to be perfect and simple the second time, but as you keep doing it, it's going to get easier and easier, like everything. So please give it a try. We don't want students to stop learning completely because once again, we don't know when we are going to be back to normal, okay? So, and we are here to support you. So anytime you have a question, please let us know. That's our job, to support you. So please don't hesitate to email us, okay?
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you for all
Have
that
a
you
good
do.
evening.
Please
Thank
continue
you.
to stay safe, and we hope to see you in person very soon.
You too. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye. Well, thank you.